Get everything sorted out. Should just take a minute. The greatest thumbnail in the world, but not the worst either. It's fine. And just let the Discord know that we're up to some shenanigans here. Okay. Notification. Wonder what that's all about. Yeah, well asked. There we go. There's your answer. All right. We should be good to go. But yeah, we are back. We're here to live stream the finale here. Did you enjoy The Voice? I don't watch The Voice. Why, did something happen on The Voice? Genevieve is taking it. Obviously she's taking it. What is this? So I guess while I'm here, I should probably also add the people here. So yeah, sorry I'm a little late getting here. Yeah, I was out doing some Christmas shopping. Let's see. So we got Rachel here. That's fine. Sam. What's the size of this? 80 by 1164. And then we got Sue. Where's Sue? There she is. Go. And then we got Teeny. And there we go. All right. Let me just move these people over to the right. That's probably the easiest way to do it. All right. Yeah, it's fine. How does the schedule play out for tonight's episode? We're getting first look. Probably. I mean, they've been doing it at all the other like after shows. If anything, like this new format makes it easier. It makes it easier for them to like condense the after show to like include all that stuff. So we'll probably get a first look. Yeah, first look. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, should be interesting. Probably not as interesting as last week, if I'm being honest. but that's fine. But yeah, we got ourselves here a final four. We're gonna have ourselves an immunity challenge. We're gonna have a fire making challenge because that's what everyone wants. We're gonna have final tribal, and then we're gonna know who the winner is, and then we'll move on with our lives. So I have recorded a decent chunk of the player ranking. Hey, Will, glad you could join us here. We got some more people trickling in here. So I have recorded a decent chunk of the player ranking at this point. Um, as I feel like there's a lot of placements that are different from the boot order because I feel like it's just one of those seasons. So like obviously like there's gonna be a bit of wonkiness with the actual list when it comes out. But I will say as a disclosure, I have of these final four, I have actually recorded one of their segments already, even though they're still technically in the game. I can let you all guess which person that may be. Hope Rachel or Sam wins. Yeah, I feel like they're the top two coming to the finale. I think there's a very blatant number one here. Let's see. Rachel's winning edge wise. I agree. Where do you rate the season in general? Let's start this year 47, 46. I think this is probably like the third of this year. Because I think Titans versus Rebels was pretty strong, and I think 46 is better than this season. I mean, I know the season has had like some fun moments here and there, but I think at the end of the day, I think I probably prefer 46. Simply because of the cast. I feel like the cast of 46 was stronger. Yeah, it is gonna be a bit of a mess here. Andy number one. I have not gotten to. I can tell right now it's not Andy. I have not gotten to that point in the video yet. Where I got to Andy. I don't. I think the more that I think about it, I probably won't have Andy number one. Oh, sorry about that. Probably not gonna have Andy number one. And I think something that's helped me reinforce that was the Jury Speaks interview that they did. I believe it was yesterday they did it. I guess I can just pull it up here. So I usually like to show this before the finale. So we had this. This came out yesterday by Dalton Ross, and you know we get this like every season, where they ask like these questions, like you know, best thing about Hunter. You know, it's kind of just a filler question. Don't really care about that. Really, the meat of it comes here. So, which pre-juror do you wish were with you at Ponderosa? A lot of people said John Lovett, which I found pretty interesting there. Like Sierra said John, Saul said John. I think Annika also got a lot of attention here. Um, Andy picked Asia for pretty obvious reasons, like like the RHAP connection. He recognized her right away. But yeah, I seen like Annika and John Lovett were like the favorites here. We have this. We always get this question as well. If you had to live at Ponderosa with one juror, who would we pick? So interesting stuff here. So Gabe and Saul picked each other. So like I guess they really connected well there. A lot of people picked Saul in general. Like it seemed like a lot of people connected well with Saul. Like Kyle picked Saul, Caroline picked Saul. Andy picked Gabe, which I found slightly interesting there. And I think Sierra picked Genevieve, which is also interesting. Then moving down, this is the other juicy one here. So, which juror played the best game? And I think this is something that has kind of informed my decision making for the player ranking. So, a lot of people picked Caroline here, and to be fair, I was already like somewhat impressed by Caroline's game. I was already expecting her to be relatively high in the player ranking, but I think just seeing how the jury has responded to Caroline's game was pretty interesting. So it sounds like Caroline sat everyone down after she was voted out and explained her game to them, and it just really turned a lot of people in her favor, basically. So it makes me think that if Caroline had gotten to the end, she would have like been able to like really explain her case and probably won over a lot of the jury because of that. But there's a lot of interesting stuff in her game, like the fact that she like was blatantly using Gabe as like a meat shield. Like she did stuff like give Andy credit for like moves to like paint target on his back. And yeah, Kyle said Gabe. I mean, not too highly near him. I think Saul was the only person that said Genevieve played the best game. No. I think Andy. No. It was Caroline and Saul. They said Genevieve. They were the only ones that said Genevieve, which I found pretty interesting. I think only. Saul said Saul and Gabe said Andy. Genevieve said Gabe and Caroline. So yeah, I think there was quite some interesting stuff in this interview. I think it also probably will help Carolina the player ranking. So we'll get there when we get there. Caroline 1, Andy 2, Rachel 3. I think I think Rachel and Sam will be interesting to consider because like I think just looking at how the game played out, I would vote for Sam over Rachel. So you think because of that, I would have Sam above Rachel in the player ranking. So obviously, if Rachel wins, then that could alter things slightly on the player ranking. So I think Rachel and Sam is kind of it'll be an interesting debate. I think Rachel will win, but what do you think about seeing from last episode? Teeny Sam Sue complaining that Rachel and be acting like they were the only ones with the chance to win. Again, it's just pretty typical. Like, I don't really think too much of it. I mean, we definitely seen like those peeps like getting pretty annoyed. Caroline kind of reminds me of Elle from Australian Survivor. Under players who were best this season. Kind of. I mean, I guess like if you want to compare Sue to Lee, I guess you could argue that. What did you miss? Not much. I mean, the finale starts in less than 10 minutes, but it hasn't started yet. You're right on time. Question is, can Caroline beat Rachel if on trial? I don't think she does. I think if Caroline had been able to maintain control, I think there's a decent shot that Caroline wins. But we'll see how Exit Press goes. Hope Rachel wins. Otherwise, this season is kind of a bust. I don't know if I call it a bust. Like, I think it's been a pretty solid season. Really, it's like outside of Sue, like I think it'd be okay. I think it'd be okay. Like with, I think it'd be fine with a Sam win. I think Sam is an okay winner. Will be an okay winner. Teeny, I think they played a pretty bad game, and I think they'd probably be a worse winner than Rachel. But again, I wouldn't be that upset by Teeny win. I think Sue is like Sue wins. Like I think I'd be a little annoyed. 47 is like a soulless game bot season. Kind of. Actually, that's not entirely true. I mean, you have people like Sue, for instance, who can get kind of emotional. You have like Teeny, who has their feud with Sam. Like, I think there's definitely, I think there's definitely been some character moments here and there. Rachel will win. She goes against Sam and Fire. Yeah. I think the show set up Rachel as being a good fire maker. So I think she probably wins if she's up against most people. Did Caroline outplay Andy at Final 7? No. I mean, the opposite happened. Andy outplayed Caroline. I mean, Andy voted out Caroline. So, I wouldn't say so. Teeny is a light version of Bob Crowley. I don't think Teeny had to win out as much as Bob. Like, because that's the thing about Bob is that Bob was like towards the bottom for a lot of the season, but he also had to like win out at points. I think the thing with Teeny though is like Teeny just wasn't that big of a target for most of the season. Like they were at the bottom, but I think people kind of recognized they were at the bottom and just didn't really bother taking out Teeny at many points. I think Teeny might be. I'm trying to think of a good comparison here. Um, I don't know. I think probably compare them a bit more to like Owen, like from 43. Like I think that's probably a better comparison. Though obviously Owen had a clearer path to the end. Kind of look like young Will Ferrell. I mean, I think Will Ferrell had like. I mean, I always imagine Will Ferrell as having like curlier hair than I do. Who do I want to win? Like on a personal level, I don't really care who wins. I mean, I guess if we're going off game, I guess Sam because I think Sam played the best game of this Final Four. But it's not like I'm like it's not like I'd be like over the moon about Sam win. Um, teeny light version of Christy Bennett. I think I can see that comparison a little bit more, like in the sense that there's like lack of agency. Obviously, like I think the tough thing about Christy is that they were like saved by like twists. They were saved by like the connect twist. Uh, I think that and also like Christy played more actively bad than Teeny. Like I think the biggest problem with Teeny is that they just had no agency. Like if we were just summarizing Teeny's game, it's like okay, so it's like they're in an okay spot initially on Lavo, like but then we get to the Asia round where it's like they kind of get strong armed into voting out Asia over Saul, which is like not great there. Takes away a number for them. Blindsided at the Keyshawn round. In a spot to where they also gave up their vote at the journey. Because it's like, okay, so it's like, oh, one person has to give up their vote, otherwise we all lose our votes. And it's like, despite Teeny being the one that was about to go to tribal, it's like they somehow like aren't able to like get like someone else to like take the fall for that, so like they don't get their way there. Blindside Keyshawn round. Towards the bottom, next round, like debatably could have gone home had they lost again. Let's see, after the merge, they lose Tiana. They lose Tiana and Sierra back to back. That's not great. Those are two people that were willing to work with him moving forward. And all the while they're trying to target Sam, just can't get that through. You have why is this not working? You have is this sorry. You have them losing Saul again. Saul, another person, not losing them's not great. You have them getting blindsided Caroline round, blindsided at the Andy round after they tried to flip. Now, I do think a slight pro, and I realize I'm just going through the player ranking here on my segment on Teeny is that they did at least like do okay during like the Gabe and Kyle rounds in the sense that they were able to align with the Olgadas. I think that's a minor pro you can give Teeny, but I feel like a lot of the rest of the game is like pretty mediocre. Teeny's the worst new era final juror. I think I might agree with that. Like, because I think if we're comparing them to like Heather, it's like I think they're worse. They're below Heather, below Jonathan, obviously, below Jesse, obviously, below Carson, obviously. Katura, I think Katura is an interesting debate, but I think Katura is above Teeny. And then you have Liz. I think Liz is above Teeny. So yeah, I think Teeny's the worst new era fire maker. All right, final juror. But anyway, we're about 1 minute from the start of the show. Again, just consult the thing on the top of the screen. I'm watching on Paramount Plus because the phone that has my cable app is dead. And I forgot to charge it today, so like I'm using my phone that has Paramount Plus on it. So also we got some new people in the Discord server. Welcome Sunstrom. We got Survivor Lover, and we got Dave. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the community. You see, this is what Survivor 47 is all about. It's all about building a community. Like, isn't that what Jeff was talking about? Anyway. Um, Teeny reminds me of Andrea. Like Andrea from Redemption Island. I can kind of see that. Imagine playing a Superman and then getting goat dragged to the end. It's been unfortunate. Sam did nothing after his partner got voted out. I would not agree with that. I think Sam did some things like he was able to regroup. He was able to take out Gabe and Kyle. He was technically part of our Operation Italy, even though the show gave him no credit for it. Anyway, show is now starting. How exciting is this? We got Jeff talking once again here. Yep, Jeff is talking quite a bit about Rachel here. Mm-hmm. Let's go. Could not make it more obvious that Rachel's winning. I would probably agree. Anyway, Jeff is just finishing his spiel here. I should add that I might be a bit behind because I noticed my Paramount Plus is usually behind my Xfinity or my cable app. So yeah, so y'all might be a little ahead of me. But anyway, we're just getting to the recap now. Very, very cool, very exciting stuff happening here. This is so exciting. So satisfying to see smug Andy's face shocked when being cocky about Rachel's going home. That was an interesting cut there. He said Rachel 12 times already. It's been 2 minutes. I guess so. Anyway, they just showed Andy going home. Maybe. Anyway, now they're showing Rachel winning Final 5 immunity. All right, so now they're showing the Final 5 tribal. And they're showing Mother being voted out. What a travesty that we lost Genevieve so. They did her so dirty. Anyway, recap just ended. We're now getting back to camp here on day 24, or I guess night 24. All right, we got Teeny talking about how exciting it is to be in the Final Four. Uh-oh. They just said they're one round away from winning, from making their case. That's a bit foreboding. Now we have Sue talking about how she's glad to be there. Come on. No, Sam's Sam's weighing in. All right, we're just getting our standard stuff here. So Sam is like, it's not my dream to get 4th place. It's my dream to win. Yeah, so it seems like the order was Teeny, Sue, Sam, Rachel. Let's go reverse alphabetical here. We have Rachel talking now. All right, we have 41 people watching. If you're just joining us, we are underway with the 47 finale here. We're getting now to the intro here. Exciting stuff here. What is this? But yeah, I mean, interesting stuff here. Probably gonna get straight into the immunity challenge if I had to guess. Or if not, we'll get like a tree mail segment. No, we'll probably get a tree mail segment. They'll probably chatter a bit, and then we'll cut commercial. If I had to guess. Well, this looks. Is this the same intro? Like it looks. It looks different than normal. Like maybe I'm just not paying attention, but I don't know. I feel like the intro looks a little different. Unless I'm just really not paying attention here. I'm guessing. Again, I'm guessing we're gonna get like a morning segment. Then we'll cut up. Never mind. We're just gonna cut straight to the immunity challenge here. No time for even tree mail here. We saw from the preview that this is gonna be an obstacle course to the finish here and puzzle at the end. Looks like the fish puzzle. Come in. Gotta get that in there. Yeah. Anyway, we gotta see how this will work here. All right. Time to put my commentating skills to the test here. I don't have an unofficial stream to point to, unfortunately. I'm here to give the play-by-play, but there might be an unofficial stream somewhere. I can only see Sam winning if he eliminates Rachel and Fire. No one else will have a chance against her. If Rachel doesn't get a Fire win, I think. Yeah, I think Sam's probably the next biggest jury threat on the board. Finally, non-Samotion in actual. So the thing is, like, they usually. I wasn't expecting Samotion. Like, they normally do Samotion like on even number seasons because they did it on 42. They did it on 44. Did they do it on 46? Shows later in Hawaii. Thanks for reacting. Oh, you're in Hawaii. Glad you could join us here. I've been to Hawaii a couple times. It's pretty nice over there. Though I can imagine like the time zone must be annoying. Anyway, again, pretty standard obstacle course, and they're doing it's like the fish puzzle to finish, but it's like instead of a fish, it's shaped like a bat because that's like the motif for the season. Anyway, we're gonna get right to the challenge here. No commercial break, I assume. There might be a commercial break in the middle. Anyway. Alright, we are now off to the races here. First, everyone has to dive through a mud pit and get through some netting along the way here. Sam is the first to emerge, but it's a pretty close contest here. Everyone is pretty quick to get through. Actually, no, Sue, unsurprisingly, is the last person to get through. Everyone else, though, is on to, they're untying some knots here. In order to get to like a stick. Sam is the first to grab his stick here. He has to maneuver a string throughout like a apparatus. So he just is pushing it through. So like Sam is making good work of this. Like Sam is clearly in the lead at the current moment. Yeah, everyone else seems to be a little behind, but they're all onto the segment here. Sam is going to be the first to finish the rope segment. He has some I think it was a ball he has here, but now he has to untie more knots here. Rachel is in second place. They're both onto this gate segment where they have to untie some knots. Sue and Teeny are still onto it. Sam is the first to get through the gate. Rachel is not far behind. Both of them have to now toss a ball to unleash a gate. Sam tosses up. He misses on his first attempt. Rachel tosses, also misses on her first attempt. Sue and Teeny are now onto the gate here. Sam and Rachel are currently on that ball tossing segment to try to unleash the gate here. Sam just had a kind of just whiff there. Teeny is the next through. They're moving on to the segment, and Sue's right behind. Everyone is now onto the ball tossing segment here. Sue got a piece of it on the first toss. Teeny is not so much. Rachel might have a piece of it here. Got it through the hole here. And Rachel's the first past the gate segment. She is now on to the next stage, has the lead here. Has to grab a bag here to move on to the next segment here. Rachel is building her lead at this current moment. She now has to solve a combination, letter combination in order to unleash I believe a ladder to get there. We can see on the back what the answer to the question is. Sam is still struggling to get that ball up there. We have shots of Teeny and Sue trying to maneuver their way around here. It looks like Sue is about to get her drop gate through. And with that, Sue has finished the gate segment. It is now in second place. Who would have guessed this? But she is struggling to get through the gate actually itself. She seems pretty gassed at this current moment, which is a bit unfortunate here. But Rachel still has the sizable lead here. Rachel's currently working on the word puzzle to figure out the combination to get to the next stage of the challenge. Sue is now working on it. Sam and Teeny are still working on the drop gate segment. Both of them are struggling quite a bit. And Teeny has unleashed their gate, meaning Sam has now dropped all the way to last place. How embarrassing is that? Sam still can't get it to go. Until now, Sam has finally figured it out after how many attempts, who knows. Teeny is now on to the combination segment, and Sam is probably going to get there in a short time. They're all now working on the combination segment here. No one seems to have an obvious lead at the moment. It's just a matter of time before someone figures it out. Rachel is looking at her responses here, trying to figure it out. Sam seems to have a response. He seems to be making quick work here. Seems like Rachel it could be falling behind here. Sam has figured it out. He has solved the puzzle. Sam is retaking the lead after falling to last place here. He is now moving on to the last segment of the challenge, having to climb a ladder in order to get to the final puzzle here. Rachel, though, is not far behind. She has figured out the combination here. Teeny has peeked at Rachel's work. Bit unfortunate there. Opens it up for Teeny to solve the combination there. Rachel, though, is still in second place behind Sam. Sam is now on top of the platform in position to complete the puzzle here. Rachel, though, has to move her way to the top of the tower. Teeny has now finished the combination in third place. Sue is now clearly in last place here. Rachel is climbing up the tower to get to the final segment here. Teeny is making quick work. Teeny's having a bit of trouble, though. They have to hack a machete in order to unleash the ladder here. Bit unfortunate there. Rachel is now working on the puzzle along with Sam. It is now a contest between Rachel and Sam to determine the winner here. Sue is now hacking at the machete, trying to get the ladder to get through. Teeny is also behind. So, but really, it's a battle now between Rachel and Sam here. Teeny, actually, no, Sue has gotten their ladder. Me and Teeny has now fallen to last place. They're really just struggling to cut the rope here. Very funny and unfortunate there. Sue is now on top of the platform here. Sue can now begin her puzzle. And now Sam putting some pieces here on his bat puzzle here. We don't really have a visual of Rachel. Rachel has not even started hers yet. Sam clearly has the lead at the current moment here. Teeny has finally cut the rope here. They can finally now climb the ladder to begin the final segment of the challenge here. Sue is now beginning the puzzle. Rachel is now putting some of the pieces there. Sam, though, still has the lead, though, with him having some pieces in place there. Teeny is on top of the platform now. They can begin the final segment here. Sue making some progress on that puzzle. It really seems to be Sam in the lead at the current moment. Sam is just piling on more pieces here, slowly but surely. But Rachel, though, could still catch up depending on how things play out here. Rachel is, in fact, starting to put more pieces into place here. Unclear whether Rachel will overtake the lead, though. Though it does seem like Rachel's closing the gap here a bit, although we'll have to see what happens here. Teeny and actually Sue has been making pretty good progress as well. Teeny, though, clearly in last place at this current moment here. Sam is now swapping up pieces here. Rachel's starting to make some progress here, building some momentum here. Sam, though, is not giving up. He is starting to put in more pieces himself. Actually, no, Sam is now swapping out more pieces here. Rachel is starting to catch up by putting in more pieces here. Seems like Rachel is in a pretty good position at this point, just has a couple pieces left. Sue, though, is not entirely out of it. Teeny has made some progress at this point. Teeny is now going over to Rachel's puzzle to copy off of her. Pretty interesting stuff here. Sam is also starting to copy off Rachel here. Really open things up for Teeny and Sam to potentially catch up here. Rachel needs to make more progress herself if she wants any chance of winning this challenge. Anyway, Rachel puts in another piece here. We have Sam continuing to copy off Rachel as opposed to work on his own puzzle here. Rachel putting in more pieces here. It seems like Rachel is currently in the lead here. Sam just falling further and further behind. Rachel just putting in more pieces here. It seems like Rachel is very close to winning Final Four immunity here. Everyone is just kind of giving up and just watching Rachel as she's putting in these last couple pieces here. And... oh, so Jeff just did a check, and turns out Rachel has made a mistake here. Rachel had put in all her pieces, but she has made a mistake. She needs to figure out what the mistake here is. It seems with the camera that it has to do with one of the bat's ears. She needs to figure that out here. Opens things up slightly here. Rachel does make a substitution here, and turns out that was all she needed. Rachel has won final immunity. There's a bit of a fast-paced challenge here, but here we are. We currently have 44 people watching here. If you're just joining us, Rachel has just won Final Four immunity. We'll have a say in who gets to build fire at Final Four. And unless she gives up immunity to try to take on fire, then it seems like Rachel is about to win Survivor 47 here. Anyway, Prognated a confessional right before the commercial here. All right, we could say confessional. All right, so Sam just had a confessional about how he wanted to beat Rachel, couldn't get his way, and now he's expecting to make fire tonight. Interesting stuff here. Anywho, let's see what comments are saying. Yeah, no way. Yeah, no way she gives up immunity. Yeah, if I'm Rachel, I have no reason to give up immunity here. Just no sense in the world. Yep. Yep. End the season. Just end the season already. She might put herself. I just don't think she does though. I think she has the game won at this point. Like she has no reason to. Videos. Thanks, Kate. Glad you could join us here. Sam versus Teeny fire making. I think it's pretty likely that we get Sam and Teeny in fire making. Sam was fire, probably. Edit was so obvious from season. Oh yeah, so that's one other thing. So yeah, so I really tried to like avoid the spoilers there. I was aware that Rome had spoiled the season, or supposedly spoiled the season. I might end up doing that after. I might I might end up after the finale ends. I might end up watching the exit interview just to see what he said because so like I normally read so normally what I do is I read the exit reviews by Mike Bloom on Parade. I don't really watch I don't watch all the exit interviews, but like I know it was like a different exit interview or something. It was like someone else that did the interview where like Rome like gave like a boot list. I'm just gonna check to see if it's still on YouTube or was taken down. Rome interview. No. So it wasn't the. There's a lot of these. I think it was the. Okay, it might have been Gordon Holmes' video. Okay, so maybe after the episode, I'll watch this. I don't want to get into details right now, like in case there's anyone here that doesn't want to be spoiled. But from what I've heard, it seems like it was mostly accurate. Like it just seemed to be swapping out a couple people. Sam's not dead because yep, pretty much. Sam's just disappointing. He's a buff guy everyone thought would win a challenge. I mean, he technically like I don't think he ever won individual immunity, right? Let me just double check. Um, yeah, didn't he just win like the reward at the final seven? Is that like the only thing he won? The like individual thing he won was the it was the reward challenge, right? Okay, we get the ghost segment now. How exciting! Sam is so. I read that. What will they do with the next hour and a half? Again, like they're probably just gonna go through the motions here. We're probably gonna have a segment of camp, like talking about the fire making decision. Probably get the tribal, get a commercial break in there, maybe two commercial breaks. Do the fire making challenge. I think they are pacing this how you would expect them to, considering they have 2 hours. Anyway, back from commercial now. 43 people watching for just joining us. Rachel has won Final Form immunity, and now we have a decision here. So they get back to camp and they just give them practice supplies here. Again, not too surprising here. We have Rachel talking about how unbelievable it is that she's won immunity. Oh yeah, that's a good point. So with this win, Rachel tied the female immunity record holder, and they're actually showing the flashback. They're showing like Wigglesworth and Chrissy and Jenna Maraska and stuff. So so that's she tied the record, the female record at least. Kim Spradlin too. All right, so seems pretty cut and dry here. I mean, Rachel is just coming out and saying that she's gonna take Sue to the end. Yeah, I don't think they're even hiding like what she's about to do. And to be fair, it's like pretty obvious anyway. Yeah, but Rachel is just like explaining what she's about to do here. If she were smart, she would take Sand a week in a story and in turn put Teeny in the jury and get 7 doesn't matter though. I just don't think it's gonna change. I don't think for Rachel it'll change much. I mean, because what you're describing is like what Xander did in 41 with Erica. It's like he didn't put Erica in fire because he thought that Erica would have less of a story if she didn't go into fire, but it just didn't work. Obviously, and also we have Kenzie from last season who won fire making, and I think I know Maria at least cited the fire making challenge as one reason, but if I'm being honest, like I think Maria probably votes for Kenzie anyway, because if I had to guess, I think Maria was just so upset that Charlie was going to take her out, and she thought she was the one running the game for the duo, that she was just looking for like any excuse to like not vote for him at the end, like kind of like weasel her way out of it. And just in the fire making challenge just happened to be like a good excuse for her to like rationalize her not voting for Charlie without coming off as like a bitter juror. So I don't think even that like I don't think mattered that much at the end of the day. I think if we are looking at like the new era, or even just like in the era since even in the era since like force fire making was introduced, I think the only times where I would say the fire making challenge really mattered for the winner was what was it? So yeah, Chris Underwood obviously, and I think you have Gabler too. I think those are probably the main ones there. So obviously, it's like in both those cases, like there was just such an obvious big threat to be taken out, where Chris knew he had to take out Devins. Gabler knew he had to take out Jesse, and then you literally had as well, like you have Heidi like putting yourself in the fire at you had Heidi putting herself in the fire at 44, and even that wasn't enough here. Oh, so let's how do I display this? So we just got a super chat from Kira. I wish I had a setup to show this. Yeah, let me just I wish I had a format to display this on the screen. I guess I can just do it like this. Like again, I apologize for not having a better format here. So, if Rachel takes Sam to fire, she loses. I don't know if that's the case. I think Rachel probably beats Sam. We're seeing Sam practice fire right now. And it does seem like Rachel is like helping Teeny as well. So like I think it's pretty cut and dry that like Rachel is like putting up Sam and Teeny the fire making here, and Rachel is like actively helping Teeny right now because I think Rachel wants to ensure Sam loses. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. It's actually my first super chat I've ever gotten from like one of these streams. So like, thank you so much. Yeah, and again, I'm sorry I don't have a better way of like showing the super chat. And we just send a message here. Let me see what else is on here. Yeah. Yeah, so they're just setting up, but they're making it seem like Sam's gonna lose farm making because they're setting up Sam as like the underdog right now, which again makes me think that Sam is probably gonna pull it out here, or either that it's gonna be like a really exciting farm making contest. Imagine Rome cost himself a spot in 50 because of that. I think that's the consensus here. It's like I think considering that the boot list is mostly true, that Rome has probably screwed himself. Especially when you have like Q is like someone who's like similar-ish to Rome. Anyway, we're getting Sam reading his letter from home right now. So I guess they're like making this like a storyline now. Shannon Gus was very pro Rachel in 47. I didn't. Oh yeah, she was like. That's pretty good. I know there were definitely some Rachel supporters in the preseason. I was like very much on the fence about her. Like, admittedly, I had her pretty low in the power ranking, a preseason power ranking. Like, but I remember her her talking about how like she liked Annika. Like like there was this consensus that her and Annika were gonna do well here. We have Sam like getting motivated here to practice fire again. Anyway, if we included international Rachel similar to Haley for immunities, yeah, that's true. Haley also won 4 immunities. Fire making never changed the outcome of a final trial for the winner. I think in the sense that it's like, okay, if it was the same final three with the only difference being that like someone else won fire instead, then I think I probably would agree. Because even with Underwood and Gabler, it's like it was more so like they had to take out like a massive jury threat in order to win. But I feel like if you take out the jury threat in some other way, then they probably seem to be the favorites anyway. So yeah, I probably agree. I liked him. Roma's garbage. I liked him before what he pulled with Kyle. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest in the world. Probably not the reason I'm. I mean, not the reason I'm annoyed with Rome. Like, I think there's other things to point out, but it's like, yeah, it's like that's not the greatest either. We have 57 people watching. Anyway, we are now at commercial break here. About to go to Final Four Tribal, where we're gonna get to the fire making challenge. The show has pretty much made it apparent that it's gonna be Sam versus Teeny in the fire making challenge. I don't think there's really much suspense there. A lot of focus during the segment was about Teeny and Sam practicing, really setting up Sam as the underdog coming into this, which is funny because I'm just seeing a commercial now for Dogman. Sam has to channel his Dogman right now if he wants to win this fire making challenge. What else do we have here? Seems like level-headed jurists this season. I'd agree. We love you, still Sam, poor guy. Hey. Hey Benny, I'm glad you could join us tonight. I swear, if Sam wins this game over Rachel, just because we're, I don't think the jury will be better. I think it's pretty clear they're high on Rachel. I don't think there's, I'm not really worried about that. Sam's 25. Yep, happens all the time. The wrong person winning, because he was just, you know, would be insane if your post ups one Sam ends up winning after all this. Yeah, oh yeah, it's true. It's like I did have Sam number one after the premiere. I actually have number one for like the first couple episodes. Actually, again, I'm out on Sam. I don't think he's winning, but it's like though I know it's like I know we have seen like in the past that like runners up tend to or at least some runners up tend to start off strong but then kind of die off. I think Sam's edit would actually fit pretty well with the likes of like a Ken McNichol from Millennials versus Gen X, even a Mike from 42. Again, sort of a strong start, but kind of middling stuff after the merge. Rome was annoying, nothing more just annoying. Yeah. Again, like I just find Rome annoying, like, cause like I feel like if we're comparing Rome to Q, like obviously like Q can be a bit much at points, but like I think with Q it's like there's just this more funny side to his antics where it's like there's like this element of him just playing really hard, but then there's other side of him that wants to quit at the first opportunity, which I think that's a really funny dichotomy there. Um, and then obviously like the Liz stuff. I feel like there's just more I enjoy about Q compared to Rome. Because I feel like with Rome, it's like a lot of the stuff we saw in the show is him like just getting under people's skin like at all times. It just felt like a bit mean spirited. So like I'm not as big of a Rome fan. Like and I think like the spoiling the season like also doesn't help. Anyway, we have 67 people watching at this point. Glad you could join us here. We're currently on commercial break as we headed into the Final Four immunity. Did Rachel win? Yes, she did. Rachel had won Final Four immunity. You can see she's the only one here on the left side of the screen. She is safe. She is going to Final Tribal Council. Roman's very annoying. Yeah, I agree as well. I don't have any unofficial ways to watch the show, unfortunately. you may need to consult other sources. Um, binge season just for tonight. I can't find it. I'm. Oh. I again like I wish I could help you, but like I just don't have anything off the top. From Brazil, love server US. Welcome for Brazil, Danilo. Anyway, seems like we're about to get back from commercial here, and sure enough, we do. Anyway, back from commercial now. We are now at the final four Tribal Council. We're at Final Four Tribal. How exciting is this going to be? So, again, probably like deliberate for a bit. Probably going to have a commercial break because they usually do have a commercial break before the fire making challenge. But it should be a pretty cut and dry decision based on what we've seen so far. Hey, Benny. How you doing? I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I mean, just chilling here, watching Survivor. Had a decent amount of the player ranking recorded, which I'm pretty glad with. I feel like I'll be in a good position to finish it tomorrow, along with the review. Anyway, we're just at tribal now. Like, this mostly gonna be filler, I guess. Rachel Caroline seems pretty happy seeing the immunity necklace on Rachel's neck. All right, so Jeff is talking about how Rachel tied the record. Are we getting 7-1? I've gone back and forth on it. I think it's either gonna be 7-1 or 8-0. I think again, I think at this point Caroline votes for Rachel. I think she's pretty blatantly pro Rachel. I think the only question is whether Sam gets Sierra. I think that's the one thing. But I think outside that, every other vote should be pretty locked for Rachel against both Sam and Teeny. I think if it's Rachel, Sue, Teeny, it's pretty clearly unanimous. I think so. I think Sam, like, there is the chance of a 7-1. Rachel digging her own grave? Sam gets an underdog come from behind victory because of fire. I'm going to be hyped. Well, we'll have to see what happens. All right, so Rachel just announced that Sam and Tina are making fire, not even waiting for Jet to prompt her. Teeny makes this fire. We might as well call it a night. Get ready for next season. I'll be honest. I mean, you could already call it a night, but we'll keep watching. I'm very excited for season 48 trailer. It'll be interesting. I wouldn't want to sit next to Sam. Neither would I. I think I'd rather be sitting next to Sue and Teeny. Anyway, Teeny is now talking about the rivalry with Sam. Who do you think wins? I think Rachel wins the season. I think Sam wins fire making. Teeny's always wanted to be Sam, fantasized the life for him. Yeah, I think there is that aspect to it. Like, I think Sam just comes off as such a stereotypical jock, and like Sam's whole thing is that he's like not just a jock. Like he talks so much in like his preseason interview, even in his intro in the premiere. It's like he talked about how he's like a Renaissance man or something. So yeah, I think there's definitely a bit of assumptions being made. Anyway, we're now getting to the thing. Probably gonna get the commercial first if I had to guess. Teeny and Sam are sitting down. Probably gonna again. Probably gonna get a commercial here. Anyway, they're just shaking hands here. Probably just have it here. Anyway, we're now at commercial again. Again, not too surprising there. What's your favorite fire making challenge this year? Um, well, Sam versus Teeny hasn't happened yet. So we'll see how that goes. I think between Kenzie, Liz, Caroline, Raymond, probably Caroline Raymond's a bit more interesting. Because I feel like with Kenzie and Liz, I feel like it was pretty obvious by that point in the season that Kenzie was going to win it. I think with Caroline and Raymond, it was a bit more up in the air because I feel like neither of them were like that obvious to like get to the final three. Who might win? Um, should we call it a day if Sam loses? Maybe if you want. Anyway, we're currently a commercial here. If jury makes Sam win over Rachel, the jury will be top five most horrible jury of all time. I wouldn't worry. Again, I've said this already. I wouldn't worry about this being a bitter jury. This jury does seem pretty pro Rachel, and they're not really that pro Sam outside of Sierra. Where do you rank jury scenario one? Like, what do you mean? Like, do you mean like in terms of like do you mean in terms of like how likely it is to happen, or do you mean like what I think like of it like from a entertainment or gameplay perspective? Like, I guess I'm a bit unclear about that. Do I have my water? No, I don't. Huh. Yeah, I don't know where I put my water bottle. Because I finished my bubbly, and it's like now I'm just sitting here. Um, likely it happened final three. I think it's pretty clearly gonna happen at this point, at least. Okay. Sam has more friends in the jury. Does he? I mean, if we're going to the jury, it's like okay, so he has Sierra. Like Sierra's rooting for him. Beyond that, like okay, it's like beyond that, like you have like Saul. Saul's pro. Saul's pretty blatantly pro Rachel. You have what Gabe. I think Gabe likes Sam, but I think he would see Rachel as the bigger player, and I think that's how he would vote. Kyle, I think Kyle would respect Rachel's challenge wins. Caroline's blatantly pro Caroline. Caroline's pretty blatantly pro Rachel, I should say. Then you have what, like Andy? Like, I guess Andy kind of likes Sam. Anyway, we are back from commercial here. We have 64 people watching. We are about to get to Final Four fire making between Sam versus Teeny. Let me just move Sue over here. Let me move Teeny and Sam up here. Bam, bam. Okay. Anyway, we are now underway here. Both of them are grabbing materials here. Again, not much is happening so far. Sam is just laying out a base here. Both of them are. And now they're just trying to get their husk going. All right, Teeny is the first to get a flame here. Question is whether they can cultivate it. They're using a bit of husk to feed it. All right, they got a bit of a base going here. Putting some sticks on here. Teeny really has something going here. Sam still has nothing. Sam's still hacking. Sam has a little spark, but dies quickly. Sam's still hacking. Teeny has built quite a bit of a flame at this point. Pretty interesting stuff here. Yeah, Teeny is actually doing pretty well at this. Like, they have a pretty good base to go off here. Sam still has nothing. Yeah, Teeny has a pretty big flame at this point. Sam still has nothing. Yeah, Teeny has a pretty big lead right now. Like, it would, like, you need something disastrous that happen. Teeny's like already starting to touch the rope even. Sam still has nothing. Like, Sam's just hacking again. Teeny is just working at this slowly but surely here. All right, it's just touching the flame here. Right? Sam finally has a flame going here, is able to build a pretty decent flame here, adding some husk quickly here. Teeny still has not burned through that fire here. Sam just has to nurture that fire a bit. They've got something going here. All right, Sam is just slowly cooking, slowly but surely here. Teeny has kind of stalled in their progress here, with the wind like playing a factor here by pushing the flames down. Teeny's flame is actually starting to shrink a bit, while Sam is building some progress here. Again, it's still not over by any means, but Sam is starting to catch up here, really building momentum quickly here. Teeny is still struggling a good amount here, but still has a pretty big flame. Yep, Sam is quickly catching up here. The question is, will there be a photo finish or not? Teeny still has a pretty big flame here. Sam has pretty small here. Yeah, Teeny's is enormous here. How has it not burnt through yet? Sam, though, is making quick progress here. Teeny's, though, is stalling. It's kind of going to the side. Sam is building up a flame pretty quickly. And Teeny's is just dying. It's just being blown by the wind. It's just in a bad spot. Sam is building it up quickly. Sam is touching the flame. This is insane. Wow. Wow. And with that, Sam has won fire making, meaning Teeny is the final juror of the season. Very interesting. Very interesting stuff here. So, if you're just joining us, Sam has just defeated Teeny in fire making in a very exciting fire making challenge. Yeah, it seems like Teeny like was just given like it's. I think a Teeny were in like the. I think a Teeny were in like the. In like where Sam was sitting, they probably win because it seemed like the win was just really disfavoring Teeny at the very end there. Just really insane. But yeah, that was a pretty good fire making. That was a pretty good fire making challenge. Like pretty exciting. So full disclosure. So I mentioned earlier that I had recorded one of these people's segments here. So I recorded Teeny's segment early because, as a spoiler alert, I do have Teeny pretty low on the player ranking for the replacement. And I recorded the entire segment as if Teeny lost fire making. I was banking on Teeny to lose fire making and be the final juror. And as I was seeing the fire making challenge playing out, I was like, I was getting a little nervous there for a moment. I was worried. I was worried that they were gonna win, and then it would just screw up the whole segment. And to be fair, like it would have been that it would have been like disastrous at the end of the day. Like I probably just like cut out a couple things, like re-record it around it. But yeah, like that would have been a little awkward. So I think a small part of me is glad that Teeny lost because like it means I don't have to do extra work now to edit their segments. But it was still a fun challenge though. Looking really real now. We'll get back to it. I'll probably watch it at some point because like I don't know. Does Rome spoil who the winner is? Like, because I heard they spoiled the final three, but they spoiled the final three. I know. I don't know if they spoiled the placement within the final three. That's what I'm not so sure about. So anyway, they're just doing their post mortem right now. Like everyone's sad. Everyone is talking about, oh, this was such a journey. Again, pretty interesting. Again, like pretty standard post fire making stuff here. And it was pretty clear Teeny was going to lose fire making. I agree. I think there was tons of setup to Teeny losing fire making. Like again, in the last two episodes, this episode even has some setup there. Sam could get the W after that. I am very skeptical about that. Sierra and Andy could both swing his way. I don't think so. Again, Sierra probably will. I just don't think Andy will because I think Andy does respect Rachel's game a lot. I think Andy sees Rachel as like the person he could never take down. I don't think he sees Sam quite the same way. What is Roan's boot list? So supposedly, after Rome was voted out, he did an exit interview with I believe Gordon Holmes, and in that he was I think again I have not watched the interview. Like I intentionally avoided it for the sake of like the power rankings and stuff, but but supposedly what happened was that Rome was asked for like a reward association for like the players still in the game, and he answered the question. He went through the people in the order they got voted out. Now, from what I heard, it's not a perfect boot order. I think there were some people swapped around, but it was mostly accurate. Saul was close to Sam too. Yeah, but I think Saul would see Rachel as the bigger player. But anyway, now that we're at commercial here, let me just pull up the scenario. Nope. So, with Teeny out of the game, um, hold on. I mean, let me just delete Teeny here because we don't need them. Um, so with Teeny's elimination here, that means the number one scenario ended up happening. Rachel versus Sam versus Teeny. And in this forecast here, I have Rachel as the pretty clear winner here. Again, Sierra, Caroline are the only potential swing votes here. I think at this point, Caroline votes for Rachel. Sierra could vote for Rachel, but could also vote for Sam as like a sympathy vote. So I think that could go either way, but I'm expecting this to be a blowout. The question is whether it's unanimous or if there's a sympathy vote. We have 71 people watching here. If you're just joining us, Sam just defeated Teeny in the fire making challenge in a pretty exciting contest. Pretty close, where Teeny was ahead for a lot of it, but then Sam caught up. Pretty close finish, pretty exciting stuff. But regardless, we now have Rachel versus Sam versus Sue in this final three, which I did say in the jury scenario is the most likely scenario to happen. And of them, I am expecting Rachel to come out on top here. What happened to Teeny? Teeny lost fire making. That's what happened. Karma for Teeny trashing Sam so hard for no reason. Kind of, maybe. Gabe and Kyle both looked like they were rooting for Sam in the fire making. Gabe, in particular, looked hyped at the end. I think it was just an exciting outcome. Like, I mean, I think Gabe and Kyle would vote for Sam over Teeny in a jury vote. Because I know like Gabe was like pretty low on Teeny in his exit interview, but I think compared to Rachel, I think he just sees Rachel as the more strategic player at the end of the day. Gabe and Kyle both looked like they were rooting for Sam in the fire. I don't think that means they would vote for Sam over Rachel. I think I would still have them voting for Rachel over Sam in a jury vote. Is 47 the most spoiled New Era season since 44? Possibly. Again, so like I'm probably gonna watch the interview after the episode ends just to see what it looks like. Because I'm just curious, does it spoil who the winner is? Like, does the interview spoil the winner or just the final three? Because if it doesn't spoil the winner, if it's just the final three, then I might just play it now on stream. Want the spoiler? Might as well tell us. You might as well tell. You can. Um, yeah. You can tell me if you want. I just want to know, like, does it spoil like the winner or just the final three? Because it's more so like whether I should play on stream or not. Like, have like a reaction to it. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, I'll watch it at the next commercial break then. But we're actually back from commercial here. Oh, it does spoil the winner. Okay. And we're back from commercial here. We're just getting your standard last day stuff. Nothing too fancy here. So glad I found your channel. I'm glad you found this place. I hope you enjoy. Hope you enjoy the content. Yeah, this is your standard like day 26 stuff. Okay, I'm probably just gonna watch it the next commercial break then, because it's like I think at this point I think a lot of people are because I think like the people who are confident in who will win are probably not swayed by it, and I think the people who don't believe it can like point to like the inaccuracies, because I know there are some inaccuracies, but I just want to see the interview. Like I just want to see like how Rome said it and everything. What will the show do Rome after this? Will they file a lawsuit? I don't think they'll file a lawsuit because there are inaccuracies, and I think those are like enough to like. I think those are enough to like dispel like him doing this intentionally. But like, I think it'll definitely ban him from like returning. Anyway, we're not getting the jury segment. All right, so Sierra's propping up Sam right now. Sam never voted wrong. That's not true. Anyway, anyways, we got Saul here. All right, so Saul's propping up Rachel here. But anyway, to answer your question, that's true. It's like, yeah, I'm just double checking the wiki, but yeah, Sam does have a perfect voting record this season, which is pretty good. So now Gabe is propping up Sue, which is interesting. But yeah, it's right. So like, yeah, because Sam didn't vote during the Sierra round, he lost his vote. So yeah, so he technically has a perfect voting record. My name, well, it's Gumball. I got Caroline here. All right, so Caroline's talking about Sue here. Makes sense. Yeah, so that's why it's a bit of an asterisk because if he had voted, he probably would not have voted correctly. Like, because obviously he wasn't voting out Sierra in that spot. But yeah, he again like he basically he didn't vote. He had his vote taken away during the rounds where he would have been on the outs. Jelinski pops out from one of the cabins and wins like only the legend he himself could, I guess. Stanley Babos, Final Five, when they got down to Rachel. Sam didn't vote during the Andy tribal because Rachel used her block a vote on Sam, so he didn't vote in that round. All right, so Genevieve's like, I want Rachel to stand up and I want Rachel to talk about her game, basically. Kyle Sam vote. I again like these like jury segments are probably not indicative of how they'll actually vote because they want at least each of the finalists to have like one positive thing said about them to like hype them up, even if the person has no intention of voting for them. Like I don't think Caroline votes for Sue, like but yet Caroline got to talk about Sue. Same thing with Gabe, like 0% chance that Gabe votes for Sue. Yeah, I agree. Oh yeah, Sue has had no confessional so far. By the way, that was a poll question. How many confessionals will the top person get? I lost. I lost count. So I'll probably just wait to see what the counts are after the episode. 19 challenge wins, perfect voting record, helped socially awkward people in Andy and Jen huge ride in the whole game, stayed fluid. He's my winner. Again, I would vote for Sam over Rachel. Doesn't mean I think he'll win. You know, we're just getting some hype before we get to this final tribal here. They're going off now, leaving camp. Probably going to get a commercial before we get to the actual deliberation. Words to live by. I'm not hoping for fire. I'm hoping for fireworks. Anyway, we got some new people in the server. Welcome, Kevin. Welcome, Kim. Alright. Alright, we're now at Final Tribal. They're all sat down. They're all ready to go. We got 76 people watching. If you're just joining us, we are now at Final Tribal. It's Rachel versus Sam versus Sue. Someone's about to win. All right, looks like we're about to get a commercial here. Okay. All right. All right. Let's watch this interview. All right, so I believe it is this one.
Simon says, upgrade. Again.
What's new? Who cares?
Hey everyone, it's your Survivor buddy Gordon Holmes here with your exit press for Survivor 47, episode 6 talk. To Rome if you want to, and I do.
Oh, no. All right, so when is this? What's the timestamp?
Just a moment. Before we get into that, a couple of quick orders of business. My episode recaps available on gordonholmes.substack.com immediately following each episode. When you're getting.
So the thing is, like, that moment is when Saul tells me, I'm not going to give you my to leave for tribal. It's going to be Saul's conversation to get out
Some doubts, but once you hit the merge.
So obviously,
I'm guessing it's towards
immune.
the end
I
of the
totally
interview.
understand, but
say things go your way less.
With people that he is. I love that movie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. Back to camp. That's what I said. So, yeah.
How am I supposed to trust? I think pineapple's one of them. We do a word association here to get to know your tribe mates.
I believe this is where it is.
So that better, I'll give you someone's name, give you the first word or a couple words that pop into your head.
All right, I wrote them all down for you, so let's do this.
Right.
I got not cheating. Just my tribe. I hung out with everybody. You got to remember that. I met everybody at Ponderosa. I met everybody at the merge. I met everybody on my tribe. So we can go down to everybody if you want.
That is cheating. Do you just want to read them off and I'll just sit here?
Let's do it. All right. So Sierra, I got Vibrant. For Tiana, I got Driven. For Annika, I have Leader. For Keyshawn, I have Delightful. For Asia, I have Sullen. For TK, I have Lovable. For John, I have Hilarious. For Rachel, I have Down to Earth. For Sam, I have Wolf in Wolf's Clothing. For Sue, I have Passionate. For Teeny, I have Chameleon. For Genevieve, I have Ice Queen. For Andy, I have Wild Card. For Kyle, I have Crafty. For Gabe, I have Mysterious. For Caroline, I have Organized. And for Saul, I've got Big Brother.
Man.
Okay, so that is the spoiler. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So so it sounds about right. Like, sounds like he just swapped out a couple people. Like, again, like he did mix in he mixed in like some of like the pre-merge boots, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, kind of a shame. Like, again, I guess if you don't like Rome, that's one more reason to not like Rome. But yeah, I mean, got a chance to watch it. All right. So it's like Sam finished the season with 83 confessionals. Anyway, we're now back from commercial here. We're getting right to Final Tribal here. Gabe is starting us off here. Welcome Kaz to the server. All right, so he's asking Rachel, first question. Okay. All right. All right. So Rachel said that she didn't care how her game would be remembered. Sam says, I do. Oh boy, here comes. There it is. She just revealed her age to everyone. We all knew. I think we kind of suspected that she was going to reveal this at the end. Yeah, she's 59. She beat all your asses. Gabe is unimpressed. A little bit. Okay. Caroline's asking a big boy question. What's her biggest mistake? All right. All right. So now she's talking about how she snuck up on people. Okay. All right. Doesn't really answer the question, but that's all right. Okay. Hmm. Kind of a stinker from Sue there. basically just basically just dumps on Andy right there. Okay. Yeah, so Sam's just kind of channeling what Caroline game is like. Okay. Right. Yep. Okay. Oh my god, it's like it's almost like Annie watches Survivor YouTubers. Yep. If Andy just kind of pretty much just roasted Rachel's game here. Pretty much what I would do. Yep. Yep. It's kind of forcing Rachel to admit some of her weaknesses here. Maybe. All right. So yep. So Sam just pointed out that he has a perfect voting record, which technically is true. Yeah, I think Sam is definitely like making his case. Like I think he knows like I think he knows the points he has to make. All right. They're just making some personal appeals right now. All right. It seems like we're wrapping up here. Oh, I think. All right. So Gabe has given Sue a chance to speak, which again pretty similar to like the 46 final tribal, where it's like I felt like Ben was like kind of being shut out for a lot of it. We're seeing that with Sue right now. But yeah, it's like again, like these aren't like great performances at all. Really, it's like I do think Sam is making the points he needs to make. Like again, like just kind of whatever final tribal. All right, we should be getting to the vote here. I'm not expecting it to go to commercial here. All right, so now we're making final pitches here. Again, like I would vote for Sam. Like I think Sam played the better game. I think Andy really hit the nail on the head with what he said about Rachel's game. But yeah, I just don't think it's gonna work out for Sam though. Up there's the line again. What do you say about Rachel's game? He basically compared her to like Mike Holloway and Ben Dreberg and like these people that like had to like win out, and basically people that he doesn't like respect that much as like or at least winning game wise. I'm surprised Rachel didn't bring up her shot in the dark play at any point. Like, I feel like that was kind of being hyped up in the edit, but like it didn't seem like she talked much about that. All right. Let's go to commercial. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's probably going to commercial here. All right. All right, going to commercial here. All right. So let's just pull it up one more time. This is what we're looking at here. So I think you can debate Andy voting for Sam. Like maybe that's a possibility. Like I could see Andy like channeling that, but I am still expecting this to be like a blowout. Like I'm again, like I don't think this really changes that much, but we'll see. Yeah, I probably would agree. Like again, I think Sam was again like it didn't seem like Rachel did that well at the end of the day. Like, but I think Sam did better compared to Rachel. But like, I just don't think it'll be enough to really change much. But if you're just joining us, 89 people watching, we just finished Final Tribal here. We're currently on commercial break. Once we get back, we'll get to the final vote and we'll crown a winner. I agree. Rachel won Final Immunity. Final Four. You think Sam wins this one? Wins by 1, I should say. Sam is a childhood friend of mine. That's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I mean, hopefully you two were able to keep in touch. Like, Rachel should have mentioned her using. Yeah, like I'm a bit surprised she didn't bring that up at any point. Like, it seemed like that could have been like a major like thing of her like being like creative and stuff. Just imagine a show where Andy is in the end. Again, like, there could have been a chance earlier in the season. That's possible. Like, yeah, she could have just forgotten about it. What? Hold on. I think Rachel's final travel was just like her game with the advantages. I mean, she brought up her advantages. Like, she brought up the idle play at the final 6. Oh yeah, like I mean, there's definitely a chance that it could have been brought up elsewhere, but still strange that it wasn't like highlighted more because I know Jeff in particular was like very high on it on the On Fire podcast. So I'm quite surprised it didn't really get brought up again after that initial moment there. Say what you want, but Rachel played a better physical game than Sam. Yeah, again, she won the challenges. I don't think that's really enough for me me personally to vote for her, but again, everyone has their own criteria. All right, it seems like we're getting back from commercial here. We have 100 people watching right now. If you're just joining us, I'm still at commercial break, so I think I'm a little behind you. But anyway, yeah, I'm still behind. Okay, so I'm actually probably just gonna like watch, switch to a different tab. That way it can be a bit of a genuine reaction. Oh, he's falling off. Anyway, okay, now I'm back from commercial break, so I'm definitely behind you. All right. All right, so they're voting now. Sierra's the first to go. All right, Sierra is contemplating here. Looks like we have Salt coming up now. Probably gonna get like one vote from each. I think if they don't show any votes, then that's probably a bad sign for Sam. It's up. Whoa, upset alert here. We just got a shot of Kyle voting for Sam. Which, again, not entirely unexpected, but anyway, now we're seeing Caroline voting for Rachel here. Again, I feel like this was pretty much coming by the end of it. We have Caroline talking quite a bit about Rachel too, like pretty long voting confessional there. You have Annie now going with the vote. So we know it's not unanimous. That's something. We have Gabe now in the tank. All right, so that's pretty much all the votes here. Right now we got Jeff going to collect said votes. All right, what's the money line on? Are we looking at 7-1, 6-2? I mean, I think if Sam voted for, I think if Kyle voted for Sam, there's maybe more of a chance that Gabe votes for Sam now. And obviously, you have Andy too. That could be a factor as well. All right. All right, Jeff's just talking right now. All right, here we go. First vote, Rachel. Sam, 1 vote, Rachel, 1 vote, Sam. It is Kyle's vote that we saw. Rachel, 2 votes, Rachel, 1 vote, Sam. Rachel, 3 votes, Rachel, 1 vote, Sam. We could be on a crash course for a 7-1. Rachel, that's 4 votes, Rachel, 1 vote, Sam. Looks like we're about done here. And there you have it. The winner, Survivor 47, is Rachel. All right. Boring. Boring finish to a fantastic season. They show 1 vote. It's not entirely true. I mean, there could be instances where it's like maybe it's more votes. Group thing is contagious. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of group think here. Again, like Kyle being a vote for Sam is a bit interesting here, especially considering Rachel is more of the challenge beast here. All right, we're now going to commercial here. So let's just look at the vote here. So mostly accurate. Again, I think Kyle is the big surprise here, being a vote for Sam, but obviously Sarah and Caroline, they were like in the swing vote category. But Yeah, on the whole, like, not too bad for a prediction. As far as Sierra vote Rachel, I guess not that mind blowing. Like, I do think I think by the end of it, I think by the end of it, Sierra probably would have recognized that her Sam vote would be like a sympathy vote. But it's not like she didn't like Rachel. Like, I mean, she did seem to respect Rachel by the end of it. Who voted Sam? Kyle voted for Sam. Bit surprising, but it is what it is. Bottom three season of New Era. I don't know if I go that far. Like, I don't think Rachel like drags down the season that much. Oh, we're still commercial. But yeah, if you're just joining us, Rachel has just won Survivor 47 in a 7-1 jury vote, with the one vote for Kyle going to Sam. So with that, we have Rachel winning the season. Sam gets second. Sue gets third. It's actually kind of funny how it worked out that way because, like, you had Rachel, Sam, Sue, and Teeny like in alphabetical order basically in terms of their placements. Um, so I think the question now is, obviously now that we know that it's happened, obviously now we'll have to see like how like it factors into the player ranking and the winner ranking and stuff like that. So I think with Rachel in the winner ranking, I am like a little torn over where she fits in. I think my instinct right now says she's like around where Jenna Maraska is. Like, I think Jenna Maraska like makes a lot of sense. I think they're around the same level there. Mind you, I think Jenna was in the majority for more of the game compared to Rachel, but also was like didn't want to quit the game like but Rachel didn't want to quit the game the way that Rachel did, or Jenna did, I should say. So I think that's interesting. So another thing is I'm actually in the process right now of making a runner-up ranking. So like that's something to look forward through during the Survivor off season. So we'll have to see. So I actually started recording it. Like I haven't gotten to like them obviously. Like to be fair, I don't think anyone was gonna be like below like the bottom of the barrel. We're back from commercial now. We're getting out to the after show here. Just gonna get a little confirmation here. Sierra's a traitor for not voting Sam. I wouldn't go that far. I think Maria was more of a traitor than Sierra was. All right, so Jeff is explaining why the after show is a thing. We have Rachel talking. Signing up for Survivor. Good luck, Roderick. We would love to have you. All right. All right, so Kyle just explained his Sam vote. It seemed like he just had a good relationship with him. He just seemed to respect Sam. Add Kyle to the ranks of Reed. I don't think Rome like intentionally spoiled the season. I think he just like didn't realize he was like going in the order that he was. I think if Teeny and Sam were sapped at Final Four, Final Three, Rachel still beats Teeny and Sue. I agree. Okay. I don't. I guess it's impressive, Jeff. Yeah. So he's talking to Sue right now. And he's like, oh, like talking about how like Sue is like in like a elite class for like being like a woman over 50 who made it to the end. Yeah. I don't think he did it on purpose. Like I think it was just like he was like that's just the order he went off of. This breaks the trend of newer winners: woman, woman, man, man, woman, woman. Next one will be man if Rachel didn't win. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so now we're talking about the auction idol. All right, so now they're doing Andy showing his episode 1. Can I ask from all the Survivor finales new era which one is the worst? Let me think about that. I don't know, probably the 44 finale. Because I feel like the 44 finale was a pretty foregone conclusion. Like I think it was even more predictable than this one. Because like okay, 41 like has like the appeal of like Erica winning at the end. You take every card. 42 at least had an interesting final tribal where it seems like the final tribal decided the game. Basically, I think that's an interesting element to it. 43 has Gabler obviously and Jesse losing. 45, you have the final 5 round. You even had like a close final tribal. 46 has a close final tribal as well. You have Maria being like taken out here. Even this season, like I mean, I think this is probably like the second worst finale, but like it does at least have a. I think the fire making challenge saves it. So I think I'd probably say 44 is like the worst new era finale. Does Survivor middle chair win the season? I guess it does. And we're going back to commercial here. Not 46. Again, like obviously like 46, like you have like the Kenzie of it all, like the fact that it was obvious Kenzie was gonna win. But I think there's still like some good stuff in there. Like I think the Charlie Maria storyline is really what drives that, in my opinion, because it's like you have like Charlie Maria like going up against each other. You have Charlie taking out Maria, and then you have the betrayal of Maria not voting for Charlie, and then also like the fact that it was a close foe. Like I think there's like enough there with the 46 finale. Like I think it's pretty good. Ben winning immunity, I think that also helps. Do you prefer 30-minute or 60-minute live reunion? I think 30 minutes is enough for me, like, because it's like, because honestly, it's like I just don't know how much you can really extract from the reunion in those cases, like, because I feel like with a reunion, it's like I feel like the most intriguing bits are probably going to be like how the jury like felt and like how like the winners like feeling the reactions and stuff. But it's like I don't think you need 60 minutes for that in most cases. Um, I mean that's completely fair. I mean it's like I mean like I know like a lot of people were frustrated by Maria like his decision at the end, but I do think it's at least noteworthy. I feel like this is just like I feel like outside the fire making challenge, it was just kind of like whatever. She had like 17 meltdowns and always made things that weren't personal into personal issues, like Genevieve saying she'd vote for Rachel from Tribal. Um, you're talking about Rotini. My bad. Yeah, like admittedly, like I'm not that annoyed by Teeny at the end of the day. Like I'll be, like obviously you could say like, oh, they could have handled it better. But it's like I do find it interesting as well. It's like I think there's like on one hand like people talk about how this is like a really game body season. It's like oh this season's so game body like everyone's just like moving chess pieces and stuff. But then they also get annoyed by like Sue like getting into like her grudge against Kyle. You have and again the teeny of it all. It's like I don't know. It's like I feel like it at least shows that this is not like an overly completely game body cast. Like obviously they're playing the game in a game body way, but it's like they still like have like character moments. Rachel winning feels a little underwhelming. I feel like as a person, but I agree. Like again, I think Rachel is the worst winner of the new era. Like, and I know I got a lot of comments in the last week's video about that. Like, a lot of people were just not happy that I said that Rachel will go down as the worst new era winner. But I think this doesn't really change much. I don't think how Rachel navigates this end game changes that much. I don't think, to be fair, I don't think there's much she could have done really. But yeah, I do think she's the worst new era winner. I think she's below Kenzie. I think again, I think right now I'm leaning to like around Jenna Maraska in terms of like where she fits on the winner ranking. So again, I could reassess that later on. In 180, I'm rooting for Sam because I like him. To rooting for Sam because I actually think he played a better game than Rachel in hindsight. Yeah, like I think that's completely valid. Rachel represents the new era type of game best. Um, yeah, kind of like I think in the sense it's like okay, it's like if we are talking about how a new era winner goes, it's like they're like kind of under the radar for a lot of the season. Like while the other big threats like are like driving things, and then like she has a hand in taking out the big threats until like she becomes a big power player at the end. I think Marianne probably best encapsulates the new era. Like if I had to pick one person, like I think probably Marianne because it's like okay, Marianne at least has this one move of taking out the biggest player in the game, that being Omer. You could have made Gabler as well, but I think probably Marianne is probably the most new era E winner. Though I think Rachel is also like in that conversation. We're back from commercial. All right, we have Genevieve. chatting now. We only have 10 minutes left. They're really condensing this, it feels like. Yeah, this is a pretty boring after show. Like, not really too much happening so far. All right, looks like we're about to get the we're about to get the 48 preview. Actually, never mind. We're going to commercial first. Um, Might be the first time where no one makes the top 10 new era players. Yeah, so the plan right now was to do it after 48, because at that point it'll be 4 seasons since I've done it last time. So again, so I first made the top 10 new era player and the top 10 worst new era player. That was after 44. So if you're doing it after 48, makes a lot of sense. And then ideally the plan would be to do like a ranking of all the new era players after 50. I think that probably makes the most sense there. Yeah, but I think it'll be interesting to see if anyone from 47 makes this list. I think because I look at the field, it's like, okay, I think there's definitely going to be like people from 45. At least one person from 46 is going to make it. I think from 47, I think there's a couple considerations, though whether they actually make it, we'll have to see there. Anyway, we're back from commercial where... All right, we're now getting right to this preview here. All right, here we go. What's up with that logo? Looks like the Gabon logo. All right. All right, looks like we have a medical emergency here. Okay. I haven't really paid attention to the 48 cast that much. I know they recently like it took a while for them to like mostly fill it out. Anyway, that seems to be it for the show. But yeah, I mean that was the finale. Pretty interesting stuff here. Let me see what peeps are saying here. Medevac vibes from 48, possibly. It could be the case here. Getting Sabaya vibes, possibly. But yeah, I mean, with that, that's the season. Survivor 40 several. Survivor 48 and for Amazing Race 37 are going to be epic seasons. Potentially. Yeah, like again, I feel pretty good about Amazing Race. Like I think there's definitely I think with them like knowing they have 90-minute episodes, I think that'll definitely help them there. It seems like production was pretty high on 48, so I think those will definitely help them as well. I can't really be the only person that notices post 42 tribe color swap from primary to secondary. Yeah, I think it's been a little bit lazy on their end. Like I feel like they're just reusing the same color palettes over and over again. Just to be fair, it's like they have been getting a little creative with the post merge buffs, but aside from that, like the pre merge buffs are pretty like samey and stuff. Happy they didn't cast a single quitter this season. Everyone came to play. Well, when's the last time we had like a true? Well, I mean, we had Hannah from 45, right? But it's like I feel like in general quitters aren't that common. Anyway, same thing as BB26 as well. Did Survivor 48 trailer get released yet? They showed it. Yeah, we did get a trailer for 48. Let me just pull up the Redmond 48 cast. So again, I can't I still don't know this cast very well, so like I'm trying to like put names to faces and stuff. So like this is what we got here. So we still don't know who Star is, and there's still one person that we just don't know entirely. Yeah, this is the cast here. I'm gonna have to watch this again, and, like put like names to faces and stuff. We saw him. I recognize him, Mitch. No, Kevin. Like, yeah, we saw David. We saw Kevin. I saw Shaheen in the background. Isn't he? Isn't that the 46 alternate? Yeah, because I know like they met. Because I know like the whole thing with this season is that this season has like the alternate from 46 that was like really like prominent in the preseason press for that season, but like he was just an alternate. But now he's here. I remember them describing him as like having a beard. It's like I assume this is the guy. But that's the case, and it's like could be a big player, could like be like this massive threat, considering they ended up being a big leaving like a big impression in the eyes of like the 46 cast. No Canada player next season. Also no BB can this time. That's so tragic though. But yeah. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean I can like talk about anything else, but like I'm planning to wrap up stream pretty shortly. So if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, like we can like do it while we're here. So the plan is to do the player ranking, and the review. Player ranking should be made public on Saturday. Review, we'll see either next Wednesday. Though next Wednesday is Christmas, so I think that kind of complicates things. Maybe I'll like push it out before then. Like again, like review still up in the air, but like there is going to be a review. Player ranking for sure is coming out Saturday. Shaheen could be the winner of 48. It was like alternate 46 with Rachel as well. Again, could be the case. Like I think the thing though is like he just made such a big impression on Ponderosa that it makes me think that he'll do this same thing again. Though to be fair, like he had a chance to like see the 46 press, so like he probably was aware about the perception that he had. So like I think that could definitely work to his favor as well if he's able to switch it up. So I wasn't surprised at how good BB26 was, just disappointed at 47. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, anything else y'all want to talk about? I feel like the stream is pretty good tonight. Like, I mean, we definitely had a pretty good crowd. Like, definitely a lot of people interested in seeing the finale, even though it wasn't the most eventful in the world. But I'm glad y'all could be here with us tonight. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna wrap up stream here unless anything you all had any other questions here. But yeah, look out for like the player ranking on Saturday. Obviously, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, join the Discord server. A lot of interesting stuff coming your way. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So like, top 10 new era tribal council. That again, that's an interesting idea I could do. Like, but yeah, I'll definitely consider that one. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Like, so I'm probably just gonna end stream now. But again, thank you all for joining us here. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Had some pretty interesting results. Pretty interesting ways of getting there. And yeah, again, until next time, see ya.